yes, my perspective is as president of the neighborhood association. The reason we created the neighborhood association was we realized that there are about 1,000 registered voters and a lot of residents that are part-time residents that come down as snowbirds in our community. And what makes our community so special and unique, it is the buildings, the Art Deco buildings, it is the beach, it is the beautiful park, but we also have a nice combination of residents, businesses, and visitors alike. And it's even though we are a neighborhood association representing the voices of the residents, we also want to be able to coexist harmoniously with the businesses. Because we have tens of millions coming to our street, we think about the infrastructure. We have a very fragile infrastructure, so we think of all of those issues. And listening to Bernard, I loved a lot of the vision, the final draft, in particular, to talk about a conservancy for Loomis Park and expansion of the street for the sidewalk cafes, because an expert on the business side of the sidewalk cafes, but I know there's a certain type of formula where you need a certain amount of seats and tables to make it work. So we are very conscious of all of that. But I'm coming into this from a more common sense perspective. When I looked at the vision plan, Bernard's vision plan, I thought, money. How much is this going to cost? And I know we have $5 million for Loomis Park and $40 million for GeoBond. And I just want to share just a few thoughts about what I believe, just some basics that could help our community without spending, hundreds of millions. I'm not sure what the amount is, but we have a beach, it's a natural resource that's beautiful. It needs to breathe. It can't be a dumping ground for special events. We have an issue with the events that are one after another, and we believe that it's not just the residents that want the beach. There are visitors that come and they look at it as a construction site. So we really want to focus on limiting that. Our park, I personally don't agree with cutting through our park. But what I do look, and I know Bernard, you mentioned that it should be better utilized. We do have a lot of people enjoying the park. What I would love to see, and Jonathan and I talked about it, is investing in the infrastructure, putting that $5 million or however much it is into underground utilities and irrigation for it, and returfing it, adding more palm trees in it. And again, the conservancy, I thought was a great idea, because I think, we've got limited resources. Let's open it up. Let's have people that are experts, philanthropists, come and invest their money in it. And unless we fully pedestrianize Ocean Drive, and I'm not sure what the outcome of that's going to be, the $40 million in the GeoBond, our streets, they don't necessarily, again, unless we fully pedestrianize, we don't need fancy pavers, but they do need to be redone. They are old, and if they're redone, they need to be maintained. There's so many people that come to our street. We are so iconic, but I have to say, I don't, and people do say we get a lot of attention, but when you come and you walk our streets, you look down and no, it doesn't look like we're getting the attention that we should be getting, especially when we are the economic engine for the state of Florida, really. So we need a lot of TLC. I would take some of that money, and that might completely change the iconic street, put it into the buildings, the facades. People come to see, they come for our Art Deco. And again, back to the events, I don't believe we need more visitors. I will touch briefly on we do need density. I believe that we need some more residential density. It's an ecosystem. We have businesses that can be better supported. I would love a supermarket, or a market, close to my home, on 15th Street in the Ocean. And all I keep getting when I talk to people about feasibility tests, we don't have enough residential density. That is the truth. We need more. And I would love to see Washington Avenue have some, I don't know what the magic number is, a few stories with very nice ground retail on the bottom, and it doesn't necessarily have to change the character of where we are. But it will help. Right now, I know business owners that say that no one wants to touch Ocean Drive. Now, it might be an hyperbole, I don't know, but I know that it is the truth. They say that who wants to come and rent their building? It is, no offense to hookah cafes, but it's hookah. And no Michelin star. I don't understand what Jonathan said. We have such prime real estate. We are on the beach, Art Deco, beautiful park, and we are not getting the restaurants that are interested, the higher-end resident restaurants coming. So that's a problem. When I talk to people outside, wherever I go, in my capacity as, president of the neighborhood association, I ask them, do you go to South Beach? And there are very good businesses, well run. We've got owners here that I respect how they run their business, and they are Michelin, quality. But a lot of people say they don't like the tourist traps. I'm going to say it again. There are tourist traps. When we brand our image, and I will talk about that, and I promise just another minute. But when we have an image, we want to put out an image to the world, and we want to sell it. Who are we selling it to? We're selling it to smart consumers. So unless we back up what we're selling, people are going to come, and they're going to know that they were gouged, that they didn't get what they expected. So we need to really take an honest look at what we're doing right, and what we're doing wrong, and fix it. And I really think we need to hold businesses accountable. But I also know that there is a problem with the permitting process. So we need to work with these businesses. There's a grease trap issue. I don't know if it's the health department being at the state. Maybe we need more, a health department at the local level to help these businesses. But it's a problem. And I really believe in a private-public partnership that will help, that would incentivize our the renovation, the repurposing. That's another word. It's repurposing, maybe making better use of the space that we have. And lastly, I want to promote heritage tourism. We'll talk more about that when we ask the question. But it's going to be a $780 billion industry by the year 2030. It is a lucrative part of the tourism industry. That will help kill so many birds, with one stone. Bring these people in. They respect your city. They love the history. We can sell it, to heritage tourism. We can be the cultural and culinary hub, cultural and culinary destination. But it's a message, but we need to back up the message. So I appreciate it.